Hi guys, it's Misty from the Book Rat, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of my 2018 resolutions. Now I know some of you are probably just past this point, you're over it, we're a 12th of the way through the year, and you're just like, I've moved on. No room for self-improvement here. So I debated whether to do this, and then I was going to put a poll up on Twitter and let you guys decide, but then I thought, I'm not. I care what you think, but in this case I kinda don't. I mean, I love you. Don't get me wrong. But this is as much for me as it is for you guys. I've done a sort of resolution slash vlog manifesto for the past few years, and it's been good for me to be able to look back on it, see what some of my goals were, and how I did on them. And as I kind of mentioned in my Keeping Your Resolutions video, it helps keep you accountable to talk about it, to put it out in the world, not just because other people know, but just because you've committed, you've spoken it aloud. It becomes more solid, I think, in your mind. So sorry if you're over the idea of resolutions. It's never too late to start. But here are some of the things I'm kind of focusing on. Now I think I've talked before in the previous sort of resolution videos of how I don't really like to be too set in stone, because I think then your mind starts rebelling and you just don't want to do those things anymore. I also don't like resolutions that are kind of a punishment to yourself, like giving up things that you love. So I kind of approach it as just setting habits for where you want to go and what you want to make permanent and not a temporary thing, not something that's going to be overwhelming or really hard to tackle, but just kind of things to be mindful of. And speaking of, one of them is being mindful. So most of these are going to be kind of bookish related. Some of these are kind of life related. A little bit of a mix. So I got them in the old Bujo, and let's take a look. I think 2017 and even 2016 for a lot of people was pretty hard mentally. I think a lot of people just struggled with kind of the state of affairs and general happiness, not only because there's so much going on, but because everyone is involved in it. Everyone's talking about all of the horrible things that are going on, and so it's this constant barrage that makes it really hard for you to see the good, see the light, when you're just constantly being reminded of the dark. So I think 2018, I want to make more of a point to be mindful and peaceful and to appreciate the good, still work on the bad, still be passionate about positive change, but not letting the bad bury all of the sort of happy-making things. You know, I want to take the time to savor them and appreciate them and recognize them, because they do exist. Even in shitty times, there are still moments of good, and I think the more you focus on them, the more that you see them, the more you can kind of spread that light around and hopefully contribute to a more positive, healthy atmosphere and mind state all around. So whether that is kind of physical manifestations of mindfulness, you know, yoga and meditation and things like that, or just stopping to appreciate things. Last year in my bullet journal, I had a list called Nice Things Are Nice that I did a video on, and then the video ended up being a little bit of a fail, really blurry, out of focus thing, and so it never got posted, and I always meant to re-record it, and maybe this year I will, but things like that, just taking the time to kind of focus in and appreciate, I guess. Kind of piggybacking onto that, and the idea of spreading that joy and that happiness around, I want to do more random acts of kindness again this year. That was a goal last year that kind of fell by the wayside a little bit, mostly due to monetary reasons, because it doesn't matter if you've got something for someone if you can't afford to send it to them, and just time, and again, mental state, just didn't have the energy to focus on it. But I want to make that more of an ongoing priority. And along with that, I want to do NaNoWriMo again this year. So for those of you that don't know, NaNoWriMo stands for International Correspondence Writing Month. It's a month where you send letters and cards every day of February. I did do it last year, but it kind of petered off, and I think I sent maybe like 10 or so not quite half of the month's worth. And this year, I don't know if I'll get through every day, but I do want to try. I've been making some cards, and I've got a list of people. If you want to be added to my list of snail mail recipients, I'll leave a link below. Maybe you'll get something for NaNoWriMo, maybe you'll get something randomly throughout the year as a random act of kindness. Who knows? But I want to kind of keep that goal going. I want to try to read daily. So far so good, because I'm in the middle of the 30-day book binge, or I'm at the end of the 30-day book binge, and have read every day and have loved it. I feel like I'm really getting back to a place of loving what I'm reading and loving the act of reading again. I think 30-day book binge has really, really helped me with that. Doing it routinely has helped build up that habit, and I start looking forward to it again. So I just want to kind of keep it rolling and try for every day this year. It might not happen, or there might be days where I read like a page, but I want to keep that habit building. I will be doing the 30-day book binge quarterly. Whether I will be talking about it as much remains to be seen, because I'm waiting for feedback from you guys on whether you still want to see it or whether it's getting to be too much, but I will be doing it, and I will be even expanding it in my own life and trying to go just full bore every day. And along with that, I wanted to again keep one of my resolutions from last year of not really taking on too many outside books, too many review books. I have been accepting some, so it's not a full stop like it was for most of last year, but I do want to keep it really limited because I think that has really been helping. It's been so nice to just pick up something because I want to and not because I feel like there is a deadline pressure on it. It's also been helping me work through some of the books on my shelves, which is part of my resolution this year. I do want to start reading the things that I own, that I've bought in excitement and then have never touched, or things that have been gifted to me. I want to start working through the pile. I want to start reading some of those series that I've been putting off because it's time. It's time. But yeah, just getting back to a place of really loving books and reading and the routine and the feeling and the process, I guess, of reading and sharing what I love or hate about the things that I read without getting caught up in the cycle of look what's new and shiny. That is a big goal of this year. To go along with it, I want to try to blog and talk about books more regularly. I've been doing pretty good about that in January, but again, we're all gung-ho in January, so hopefully that continues. But I think focusing more on things that I love and backlist titles and just whatever I'm in the mood for helps automatically with the blogging side of things, because it's already something that I was doing by choice, so I want to talk about it. It's not something I feel obligated to talk about. So I'm not going to commit to any kind of schedule. I'm not going to say I'm going to upload so many days a week or write so many blog posts a month or whatever, but just I want to be a little more consistent and a little more frequent than I sometimes have been in the past. And another one, kind of tied in with that, is actually writing some damn posts. I've really gotten into a habit of everything being a video, and that kind of cuts some people out that don't want to watch videos or want something to scroll through and read on their lunch break without everyone in the break room hearing some random person talking. So I need to get back to writing some of the things, but I really enjoy actually sitting down and talking to you guys. It's also easier on my wrists to edit something than it is to write something. But I just need to make it more of a priority. Just writing blogs, writing in general. More of that in 2018. I want to up my houseplant game, because good God, I can kill a houseplant like nobody's business. I have such a green thumb when it comes to outdoorsy planting. I garden, as you know, I talk about it a lot. I don't ever struggle with the outdoor plants, like literally ever. I've hardly ever had anything just not do well on me outside. Everything is very abundant and like kind of overgrown out there, just really goes to town. But you bring it inside in my dry ass house where I quickly forget about it, and I can kill a plant, man. So I want to focus this year on finding good houseplants that suit what my house has to offer. So limited space where there is light, a lot of space where there's not light, and a really dry atmosphere for someone who lives at a damn beach. If you have suggestions of plants or tips on how to not be a serial killer of them, please let me know in the comments. I've got it in my bullet journal to water the damn things more frequently than I'm used to, because they clearly need it in this house. But yeah, I want them all, and I don't want to kill them. I really want to get a mother-in-law's tongue snake plant this year because I just love them. I don't have any idea where I'm going to put it though, but I want. Somehow have managed to keep my cactus alive even though another one of the cats knocks it over every chance he gets. Just out of the pot, broken paddles and all. I'm not the only plant serial killer in this house. I want to do the standard things like meal planning more consistently and budgeting for the love of God. I literally in my bullet journal have budget, exclamation point, save, exclamation point, for fuck's sake, exclamation point. So that, drinking more water, exercising more, all that standard boilerplate resolution-y stuff, but a lot of it is just habit building for me and kind of creating a space around me and mentally that is where I want to be. So that is kind of the state of my resolutions right now. I'm sure there are a lot more. I still have some room on the page to add kind of as I go along and think, yeah, that's something I want to focus on. I'm not limiting it to January, deciding everything at once of what I want to focus on this year. I want to decide and adjust as I go. But there are some of my resolutions, lots of bookish stuff, lots of happiness stuff, a little bit of home self-improvement stuff, and I think that's a good mix. We'll see how it works out. If you have resolutions you're trying to stick to and you want to hold yourself accountable, chat about them in the comments. I would love to hear what everyone else is kind of focusing on. Maybe there's something of yours that I also want to focus on. And also, again, let me know your houseplant tips and recommendations. I killed a pothos, guys. Like, that's supposed to be the hardest plant. Partly, it was a little cutting from my aunt that I think was not doing so great to begin with, but, like, partly it was my fault. But that is all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Looking forward to chatting with you in the comments. Sorry if you're sick of resolutions videos, but until next time, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.